Prepare to be entertained as LVT Halo and Shopify Rebellion proudly present this week's matchup of the Halo Pro League. Featuring your favorite teams, Envy versus FaZe, and Optic Gaming versus Shopify Rebellion. Sunday, live on LVT Halo, Twitch and YouTube. Shields up, weapons hot, let's lock it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Once again, it's your LVT Halo Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. $1,000 show matches almost every day of the week, it feels like, leading up to a $50,000 land. I'm Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, and my very handsome friend next to me is Active. How you feeling today, baby?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for calling me handsome, Tony. You're handsome as well. I'm feeling great, dude. I'm ready for some great matches today. Okay, SSG, they're kind of on their back foot at the moment. They need to do something now. Based on their record previous, this is a must-win for them. And we saw a little bit of a must-win yesterday, if you remember in our previous series. But now it's a SSG must-win. You can see the stats line up right there.
Really surprising to see Spacestation Gaming in a predicament that they are in right now. Although they were able to get 3 map wins, they haven't been able to get a series win just yet, including losses to FaZe, Optic, and Envy. But we talk about strength of schedule often, and I will say I would rather go up against, Complexity at TSM and Omid at this level of gameplay compared to like an Optic, FaZe, or Envy in the first half. So it should get easier from here theoretically if you're Spacestation Gaming, despite the ups and downs.
Well, let's take a look at the stats. It's stellar on that KD side, performing pretty well, coming in at 17th with the 0.98. And you see a lot of these KDs from week 1 to week 3. They're most of them are under that 1.0 threshold. I think Optic Gaming is one of those teams that maybe everyone is above that 1.0. But SSG, they looked really solid when they came together. They looked like a team that, I was looking forward to contend with that top 3 time and time again, but unfortunately things have kind of slowed down a bit. My question is, have they found a route? Have they found maybe a groove, so to speak, in their gameplay? And will we see that against Complexity, who look extremely good, Tony?
But one thing I'm always thinking about is the players on this roster are serious. They have so much potential, and the same for Complexity, who have come out hot themselves. 4-0 wins versus Omid, a 4-0 win against TSM as well, and even taking 2 maps on Shopify Rebellion. That's going to be really good for the tiebreakers. A 71% map win percentage, what you're looking at, which is ridiculous. But will that change against Spacestation Gaming?
King Nick's the man I'm looking for here. Although, not the worst KD, but obviously not the best. I think he's one of those players that has really been impressing me. Obviously, when it comes to those 1v1s, when it comes to challenging across the map and winning that pivotal fight, you can count on him to do so. He's going to reach out when he's no shield, but if he's feeling good, Tony, he'll hit those shots, so you better back down.
Ladies and gentlemen, you better get ready because Live Fire King of the Hill is your game number 1. And if there's one thing that we've noticed every single time that we start off, this is our game number 1. It's about to be action on top of action on top of action. Spacestation Gaming, Complexity, and it's already started.
Here we go. They're ready to get ready. They're ready to get started, I should say. Ready to get ready. They're, this is a good start here so far for the side of Complexity. Obviously, it's again one of those situations on Live Fire, the King of the Hill. Like you said, Tony, yesterday, one of your favorite maps and game types, mine as well, where you kind of like either play for the camo or you play for this hill. You can see Complexity. They've postured towards that hill, and it's going to be Spacestation Gaming that go for that camo.
And Complexity telling us you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. And right now, over 60% done with this hill. And Mental locked in on that camouflage player. Almost is able to deal with them. Down to 1-shot. Falcated goes as he angles out multiple members of Complexity. The nades go down, but so will Falcated. K-Nick on the hunt. Suppressed with a double kill. And that's going to slow down Complexity quite a bit. Suppressed is here, and so is SSG.
Oh, see what Suppress is able to do. He has to stay on the back of B. It's very important to do so. He can kind of be that wall to stop the rest of Complexity from pushing through to the C side. But him going down here is going to make this push just a bit easier for Complexity. Now, you saw Kinnick towards the top center, Tony. He took that first nade. Yes, maybe they didn't, see him take the damage, but they definitely heard him, which is why they threw a couple more nades towards top center, and he has to back off.
1-0 lead in favor of Complexity at the moment here, and Suppress is absolutely zooming. We saw him with some huge multi-kills earlier in this game, and also even so far throughout 2025. Suppressed has been a multi-kill machine, and SSG with a huge setup. Stellar, interesting angle with this sniper from the bottom mid side towards top with the repose. Quick scope right to K-Nick's dome. Ryan who could be next, but it's a double push out of Complexity, which overwhelms not only Stellar, but all of SSG. They get wiped.
That's just beautiful. The pick apart of the defense from the side of Complexity, making sure to take out that C side. Stellar kind of caught out a little bit far on the map. He drops snipe, and now Complexity with a clean break, and they've got the power weapons as well.
Ryan trying to find the angle toward this camouflage from the cuts. He knows going to be multiple players from SSG pushing up throughout the weak side, so he catches an entirely new angle, repositions towards Sandbag, and now just trying to find an entry point. It almost leads to a backsmack, but the player's able to portal out. Falcon may have gone up to the tower side, but looks like some of his kills are getting cleaned up. Not all of them. 3 down, go Complexity.
Really solid use of that QT. Also, just a great damage that overall stops the push, and SSG able to maintain that control. With Sniper coming up here, they're going to look to pressure, and you see Stellar using his camo to go forward on the map. Doesn't want to go for that beatdown, right? He doesn't want to get hit with the beatdown, and because of that, he's able to stay alive, and he's got Sniper doing more damage. My goodness, 2 assists go to him.
He's gonna curbside his way into a ton of action, hits a 360 kickflip on the top of tower, and because of that, Stellar and Space Station Gaming close out on their first hill. The second hill total were tied up at 1 apiece. Meanwhile, Suppressed about to get into another battle with Cherish. Stellar lining him up over toward the A side, and SSG, they're not just happy with 1, they want more. A beautiful no-scope out of Stellar. I might say a stellar one.
I mean, he's been on fire with this snipe. I mean, it hasn't hit every single shot, but it's the impactful shots that he's hitting there that are impressing me. That shot will potentially allow SSG to move in, but once again, it's going to be Complexity who try to defend, and they just cannot do so. Another double kill out of Stellar.
This is the Stellar that wins MVPs. This is the Stellar that is an absolute game changer, a playmaker, and one that SSG desperately need right now because they need a series win. And Complexity currently sitting in their way. A 3-man push now coming from Complexity to try to zone out SSG. Multiple falling like the dominoes going down. Meanwhile, Complexity get the control they're looking for. And Cherished with a huge 5-shot.
Oh my gosh, that was so clean. Waiting for that QT to happen. The right side flick to get the cleanup onto Stellar, and now it's Complexity who've got the momentum in this game, and some staggered pushes are going to put them in a spot where they can maybe get some more hill time, but a couple kills go into SSG's favor.
Super aggressive Complexity roster, but it looks like 2 of them going down here, and that's an opening for Space Station Gaming to now play through as they take over the A side, start to gain some points here. Complexity may have the lead, but right now SSG are starting to fry and get fried as well. That's 3 down. Complexity take control again.
Yeah, they take control again, and they take immediate space as well. You're going to see Suppressed. He gets a really rough spawn on the Brood side. All that space being taken is going to force those spawns onto B, but Stellar somehow gets through and gets a kill with that pistol. Still, it's going to be the hill for Complexity. On top of that, because of the space they took, they get the camo too.
Complexity have been playing absolutely lights out as they form this new squad. I've been loving every last bit of it. This is a preview of what you're going to see at SLC and Pool Play, and right now both teams are playing like it, also playing like there's $1,000 on the line. Thank you Shopify Rebellion, and thank you Complexity and SSG for putting on quite a show.
Yeah, already a show here, and I mean, both these teams, obviously Complexity in a little bit of a more comfortable spot, whereas SSG, their back's up against the wall. But if you're Complexity, winning this game puts you in the lead by a lot. You're 3-1 if you win this series, I should say. So obviously both these teams with $1,000 on the line, looking to put it all on the line, looking to try their hardest to get this victory, and it's Complexity that are once again contending. Them taking 2 maps off of the side of Shopify Rebellion is very impressive. This team is someone you don't want to doubt or just not take seriously.
talk about impressive. You talk about anyone from SSG with the sniper because you know they can absolutely go off just like that. No scope right to the dome of King Nick. Puts him down real quick, but you still have multiple members of Complexity that are commanding control of the tower side. Eco's gonna try to force his way in. Meanwhile, Suppressed on the opposite side of the map, causing chaos left and right. SSG thrive through it. They're able to stay alive.
Tower side very important, and that B side very important as well. And Eco understanding the importance of the tower is going to get that beautiful kill onto King Nick. And that will be an assist as well as Mental falls, and it's 3 down for the side of Complexity, where SSG once again have control.
Suppressed over toward the pillar side. A lot of responsibility on his hands. Multiple members from Complexity look like they were trying to posture their way over towards Big Door. Suppressed chases them away. SSG continue to score. Complexity, this could be their final push to try to take tower, let alone get them out of this hill. Ryan finds the back smack he was looking for. Cherish commands control of green. That's a lot of space being taken by Complexity.
Yeah, they continue to push forward. I like this out of Complexity. A lot of confidence here. They're going to get in hill, even though Eco's on the back of tower. They're going to continue to get this hill time, and 3 dead for Spacestation Gaming. That close to capping hill number 2. This is a big kill out of Falcated, and he gets it.
2-1 lead here for Complexity, who have just gone 3 down. Stellar off a screen with a big double kill to clear them out just a bit. Falcated finds himself in this hill, and King Nick finds himself on a full retreat. SSG wipe at the right time, and now tie things up, and Stellar finds himself right behind enemy lines. It's a beautiful pinch being created on the key door side. Too quickly go down. Suppressed. Can he stay alive with this camouflage? Mental, he has a feeling. And Suppressed, he's out for his former teammate.
I love that. I mean, that entire play from SSG was beautiful. The fact that they have the game sense to understand the exact spawn timer. Stellar gets behind everybody. That's going to cause enough havoc to allow Suppressed to get this camo, all the while they're holding the C side too. This is just clinical out of Spacestation Gaming, and this should be another cap for them. Suppressed continuing to fire on all cylinders.
I don't know how Suppressed was able to stay alive as long as he did, let alone drop a double kill out of nowhere, but it's one that SSG really needed, because look at that scoreline as far as this hill. Almost 60% done with this hill at the moment, while Complexity doing everything they can to try to take over not only the hill, but the tower side as well. SSG, they have the strong side of the map.
Yeah, with the momentum that I'm saying, you know, calling that hill early and saying that SSG should get this hill sounds crazy, but with the momentum that SSG have and the slays they continue to get, the fact that Complexity 3 down again is just due to the stagger, right? Continuously, Complexity find themselves staggered off a spawn, and this should be hill number 3 here for the side of Spacestation Gaming, and with that, they'll get out and maybe delay time just a bit with a minute left on the clock.
All they need to do is just touch that hill when it belongs to them, and right now draining the clock, and this is really bad for Complexity, giving them a taste of their own medicine, a chapter right out of their book, as eventually SSG able to close things out, a 1 hill advantage with plenty of time for Complexity.
So the reason that they got that hill there is because Eco died. Immediately, right as Eco died, they said, okay, we have to get the last tick of this hill time. We don't want them to get full control and then have a chance to get that hill back. So just milking as much time as possible. Thankfully for Complexity, it wasn't a ton of time, but Spacestation Gaming had 3 dead again, and Eco's in the hill to get that time for himself.
Kind of a big 1v1 coming out of Eco right there. It was a 1v1. Both teams were 3 down, and Eco lays down the law, very similar to what Ryan does, but Suppressed with another double. King Nick on the cleanup. Cherish lining up. Eco is currently scoring at the moment. Falcated busting through the front door. Nobody able to account for him. Falcated gets his. Eco follows it up. Eco still alive in that hill. These are the plays that matter.
Yeah, just beautiful job right there by the side of SSG, right? Cherish trying to play his life. He had a little bit of help there, maybe kind of waiting for that help, but it was just beautiful positioning out of Falcated. SSG had help on that S side as well. And now this should be hill number 4, Tony.
So close to taking this hill. Our Space Station Gaming Complexity had so much control for so long, but right now they're running out of time. A 1v1 between Falcated and Mental, and Mental's gonna go in. They call him Mental because the man done lost his mind as he goes in for that trade. Cherish gonna try to replace him a bit here. Complexity scoring once again, but SSG needs just a fraction of a second, it feels like.
I gotta stop counting Complexity out. I mean, they had one dead and another player taking a time ton of damage there, but they still somehow get SSG 3 dead. It's 4 dead across the board for both teams. A beautiful job by Complexity picking up the pieces here, and we'll see if SSG can close this out or if Complexity will win it out. It's 3 dead for SSG. Mental in a 1v1 versus Stellar. It's a double kill for Stellar and a cleanup for him as well. Space Station Gaming take game number 1.
Another situation where Mental ends up in a 1v1 with both teams 3 down, and the first 2 times he was able to get that trade, but the 3rd time, Stellar wins it out, wins the hill, wins the game, and SSG take momentum in the series.
Now, I'm not an observer, but what do you do when everyone on the map is dead? It's just so tough. Like, the entire team was dead for a moment there. Shout out to Callus in the back, but just a beautiful job by SSG. Not only continuing the pressure, their teamwork was solid on that last push towards Nest side, and then, of course, the big 1v1 by Stellar, as well as the other kills by Stellar on the map. 9.0 out of him. Beautiful snipes, beautiful no-scopes that I'm sure we'll see in the replays. Stellar just played phenomenal, and so did the rest of SSG.
Look at that trade.
Beautiful trade, yeah.
Oh, and mind you, that was the second time. It was both teams 3 down, a 1v1, and Mental had to make a play to at least get a trade. And luckily, Complexity was spawning first right in that hill. They end up in a very similar situation, it seems like, moments later.
And you see right here, this was the 1v1, I believe. After this all goes down, Falcon tries to stay alive, but this is the 1v1 at the very end after this kill. I mean, I honestly counted Complexity out so many times, but this 1v1 was everything. Stellar comes through, nice, perfect couple of shots. He misses one, but he gets the double kill, cleans it up, cleans up the hill. It's those moments you live for too, and especially in a $1,000 show match, those moments are everything. You're like, okay, I can give us the lead in this series right now with this 1v1, and he takes it.
I will say, I don't know if both players were weak in that situation, but Mental definitely was weak, and that was some good damage. Almost got himself a reversal pin right there, it looked like, but lots of kills. You saw over 20 on the board for Suppressed and Stellar on their way to taking that game number 1. Now it's game 2 on the streets. It's a Slayer. We've seen this layout all week long, and I will say, going from Live Fire King of the Hill to Street Slayer to Recharge Strongholds, it's not a bad way to start off our 3 maps, and oftentimes it leads to a game 6, maybe a game 7. We'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely see. I absolutely love these first 3 games as well. All very good game types, all beautiful. And you see we're going into game 2 right now. It's going to be Street Slayer, Space Station Gaming, up 1-0 in the series.
And mind you, earlier you saw Falcon to take full use of that Zowie monitor in order to spot out the camouflage players on the opposition. Well, Camo's also on this map, so make sure them Zowies are up there. Here we go.
Ooh,
there we go. I'm telling you, it ain't cheating. It's legal cheating. It's crazy, the clarity.
You got to get one of these, Tony, so I can stop having a like my back hurts, brother. Like I need you to get one, like now.
But
please.
I thought you like carrying me.
No, it's tough. But you know what's not tough? Seeing a Zowie monitor and how clear it is. Ladies and gentlemen, exclamation mark Zowie in the chat. Here we go. It's game number 2. Space Station Gaming up 1-0 in this series. And it's going to be Complexity that have to answer back. Tony, this Complexity roster has really impressed me a lot. I need to see some firepower out of them against SSG, who look clean today.
Camouflage already hitting the battlefield here. Stellar with the Stalker. He's gonna try to make his way onto the purple side. Falcade and laying down the law real quick. Right over toward the ATM side. Some good damage goes down, but can King Nick escape with the camo? Yes, he does. That is a huge kill, but he's still not being chased down by Eco. Somehow puts the Stalker to work across map for the double kill, and he's not done yet.
Yeah, King Nick has to get more value out of this camo. Look at that. Not even taking a beat down either. This is just really good out of Complexity. Now they're going to push the 3-man squad of Space Station Gaming. And if they get there quick enough, they've got a pinch. They've got Eco trapped on that PD side. The question is, like, King Nick doesn't really know what to do, right? There's players on both sides of the map, and Complexity are going to fold off that.
Close game so far here. Repulsing that player back. The cleanups coming from both sides. And meanwhile, Eco trying to find some extra value with the remote detonation. Another camouflage coming up extremely quick, so it feels like these next round of slays just become that much more important. Mental on the high side with the sidekick looking like the main character as Cherish comes in for the cleanups. Beautiful bait and switch out of Complexity.
Yeah, you gotta have those bait and switches, especially against SSG, who they just look so good. And again, it's gonna be one of these things where this is definitely a very, very important sequence of events for Complexity, and they're gonna get that camo. So this is really solid out of them. Can they continue this dominance? But 3 go down, and that camo's deleted.
Just a 1-kill game at the moment here, but Falcon is doing everything he can to stay alive. He's not able to. Meanwhile, Stellar using that as a distraction, a decoy to get a flank off. He and Suppress gonna work on King Nick. Now tagging up Ryan over toward the high side. They're not able to infiltrate the subway. Meanwhile, they are able to get back-to-back kills on the spawners. And where did King Nick just come from? What a sneaky play.
Yeah, it was a good play. He ends up going down at the end of it, and it's gonna be SSG that we're going to be up 3 now in this game. So Complexity keeping it close, but them losing that camo's got to hurt, right? You got to wait for the next one at the 8-minute mark. And unfortunately with that, you're not really able to create the pressure that you want. Spacestation Gaming kind of running away with a couple of kills in this sequence here. 2 go down once again for Complexity.
23-17 lead here for Spacestation Gaming, and another Stalker rifle ends up in the hands of Suppress. We know Streets has been stripped down of the sandbox, so you got to take advantage of what's there. The Stalker is powerful, especially in the hands of a player like Suppress, but notice how Mental and King Nick are able to get their kills, and Suppress can't quite take down King Nick, who brings them back within 4 kills.
King Nick is having a really solid game in terms of, you know, the beginning with that Stalker and now with a couple of kills again. That's what we need, right? That's what Complexity, I should say, need. I always say we. I was finding myself on the team while I'm casting, but Complexity need these kills. They need the damage output out of King Nick and Rhino as well. Beautiful double kill out of him. And look, he wants to posture forward towards C to get Suppressed, but Suppressed gets away and he gets a spawn for Stellar.
Stellar and Falcon is spawning over toward the back subway side, but is that exactly where Ryan Noob wants them? Puts that big brain to work and figures out the angle to take down both, and not done. Now using the active camouflage as bait, but somehow Eco able to get away with it. He's gonna find his way out of danger, and now SSG have a huge advantage.
Okay. Only 1 kill advantage though here. So as this advantage of numbers slows down a bit, it might be, well, King Nick's trapped here. Look how good they do this, right? King Nick on the back of C, completely trapped, and now you have an opportunity to maybe take him out. He's gonna go down right away, which now gives numbers advantage once again to the side of Spacestation Gaming.
Damage coming out of Eco, chasing Cherished away from the red room spawn over towards Arcade, and buying enough time for Suppressed and Stellar to theoretically get a flank off on the other side, but Complexity do a great job of watching every angle on the map, and now the collapse comes in from all sides. Just beautiful defense into offense from Complexity.
Yeah, you have to be able to have that transition point, Tony. Really well said, right? To have the defense, and then once you get the numbers, turn that into offense immediately is what makes the best teams the best. Making sure to do it quickly, right? Play off that numbers advantage. Complexity doing that really well, and they'll maintain the lead of 1.
Damage out of the Stalker with Falcated, able to go right after Ryan Noob. The rest of SSG are continuing to get aggressive. He's on the backside, covering everybody's back, but looks like King Nick takes down Suppressed and ends up turning that into a double kill. Ryan Noob is there in order to get the final player in Stellar over towards the back line. Once again, Complexity successful with these collapses.
And you know why, right? It's a player like King Nick who, yes, you know, his play style is overtly aggressive. He's very, very aggressive. I mean, it's one of those players who will chow you till the end of his life, but it works out so well on this Complexity roster because his teammates collapse so well off the damage and clean it up, you know, in quick fashion. And that's why this team works. I mean, you know, King is one of those players that, you know, he has low assists, but the damage has been really solid out of him. But Ryan, 12, 12, and 9 out of him. The assists are high on Ryan Noob's side.
Yeah, you know, I love that stat line. If you're able to put up damage in the kills department and the assist, I'm loving every last bit of it. We saw some highlight plays from earlier. Meanwhile, Mental doing everything he can to finally take down the one-shot. Eco can't exactly escape Falcated. an absolute dot of a grenade. Everybody with amazing grenades over towards Mental with his camouflage. The fact that he's still alive is absolutely crazy. That's what's really mental.
It's just hard to stay. It's hard to stay alive in that scenario, right? Every time you peek the pillar, you're getting hit with the fragments of the grenade. It's just a great job by him, though, to make sure to keep that camo for as long as possible and just overall be a distraction on the cafe side. It's still, though, a tie game. 47-47. King Nick goes down as well. 48 for SSG.
Just a 1-kill advantage at the moment here. Falcon in a great position to get information over towards Subway. And knowledge is power, but so is aggression. Falcon right through the Subway side. Everybody knows he's here. Takes down the one-shot Mental. Now it's 49-48. Looking for the final kill. Cherish with some good damage, but has to find an exit route. Teammates are there, but so is Suppressed.
Wow, SSG. I mean, Cherish, like he was coming back to make a play there. But the kills happen on the other side of the map, I believe on the B side. So that kill does not go through. And SSG now lead the series 2-0. Complexity really close on that game number 2. Even game 1 for a little while looked a bit close at the very beginning. Again, it's one of those things where you got to see a player maybe pop off. And I know it's something that I say often. In year 4, though, all these players know how to play the game. One player dictating the pace of the game. If they're shooting really well, if they're in that flow, like they're continuously pressuring the map while shooting well, while doing damage and staying alive all at the same time at their best effort, is when you can start to see things shift. Really close game, a lot of complexity there, but Spacestation being up 2-0, we're going to feel real good.
Yeah, I'm looking at a 7.0 KD out of Ryan, that's really impressive, but also over 4,000 damage coming out of both Falcon and Stellar, really leading the charge and ultimately leading them to a 2-0 lead. And it's crazy to say that because, as you alluded to, Complexity, think back to that game number 1. Complexity had plenty of control during that game. It looked like that at times they were about to run away with it. Even in this game, too, they had the lead going into like the mid-late game. They've had some great defensive holds, great offensive pushes. I thought Complexity played a standout game, but at the end of the day, SSG able to clutch it out, and there was just no fear whatsoever. Look at this play right here. Falcated. I would have been hiding in Red Room. This man reposts up, gives the audio cue of exactly where he's at, flies after a one-shot Mental. Like in a 48-47 game, I'm hiding Red Room. Falcon is setting the tone. He's in their face, making plays happen. He's not going to allow the game to come to him. He's going to dictate the pace of the game.
And that's what's so good too, is like a player like Falcated, just consistent throughout a game state. And there are times where you want to make sure the pace of the game slows down, and there are moments where that happens, but that's where you have to like, and that's where I struggle, Tony, is like being there for the information when things are tense, because there's a lot of comms going down in that moment. All the members of SSG are calling things out. For Falcated to pick that piece of the puzzle up and clean up that kill onto Mental is just so big. Obviously, he knows he's going to get the trade, but if he can get that kill, do a bit more damage, as you can see the damage per life very high on his end, then that's all SSG need. They need that opening, and Falcated created it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, going into this game number 3, and it is recharge strongholds, and obviously SSG have plenty of control. I think Frosty said on his stream the other day, he said, if y'all out here still doubting SSG, you're about to get proven real wrong, and you're about to look real dumb real soon, because SSG are the real deal. And you're starting to see it right now. Complexity, where are you at? How do you play off of your back foot? Hopefully those Zowie monitors are booted up, and hopefully that blur is all the way gone, because you need to spot this camo if you're SSG.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I always wonder how these players spot the camo so well. You see it happen once again right there. Camo just completely deleted over and over again. And now King Nick's got that shock rifle, and yeah, like you said, Tony, it's very important for the side of SSG to come through and make sure to showcase what they're capable of. I know it's online, and we say this all the time. Online and LAN are very different stories, and I think SSG are definitely a LAN team. So are a lot of other squads, but I think it's important for them to kind of showcase what they've been working on, where the chemistry's at, and all of that, so that you can get up a little bit of a belief system behind it.
Beautiful, perfect shot coming out of Suppressed on his way to a trade, and both teams trade out 2 of their lives, so this 1v1 becomes that much more important, and another trade goes down. Both Complexity and SSG equally matching the firepower, but it's SSG with a trip cap.
And again, it's the practice before the SLC land that's so very important. It was SSG that actually scrimmed Shopify Rebellion, and it was a 13-3 at the end of that. It was yesterday, but still, the amount you learn from a scrim like that, you're going to be able to carry into this series here. So they definitely have done that. But Complexity answering back. It's 3 down now for SSG, and now Complexity with that double cap hold.
Momentary trip cap until SSG are able to take away Alpha, and Complexity on the collapse real quick, able to clean that up, and now Alpha will be converted once again. Complexity not only taking the lead, but a triple cap once again.
Let's see what that triple cap turns into from here. The spawn's going to come out on the pipe side, so it's up to Mental to just play his life here on A. He doesn't want to overcommit or take too much damage. And look at the way he's isolating Suppressed on the glass side. Look at the way Mental just played that entire thing. Besides the ending of that play, it was beautiful out of him. And the damage that he did, well, he maintains the triple cap here for the side of Complexity.
81-22 lead, and that lead continues to grow while Rhino continues to get information on SSG. We're trying to spot him out on the low side.
Wow.
Meanwhile, this is his opportunity, but the moment he goes after Stellar, he's gonna get spotted by the player riding over toward the back A elevator. There was no winning formula to that push. He tried it.
Yeah, there's, you know, the unfortunate part is the player on batteries, Tony, right as he looked at Suppressed, he was getting his shields back. Nothing you can do there. You can't get that cleanup kill on the batteries. You can't find an opening. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's just how well SSG played that scenario. They know Camo's on the board. They have to play safe, and they did just that.
So far, 88 points here for Complexity. SSG momentarily scoring, but looks like trading out Alpha for Charlie right now keeps SSG in the double cap. K-Nick with some good damage onto Eco. Still great positioning, and now Alpha belongs to them. Here's the setup, the bread and butter for Complexity.
Well, it's a 2 cap here still for Complexity, and they'll continue to hold it. Really good job by them to approach and pass that 100-point mark. The slays are necessary right now, though. It's going to be SSG that have that numbers advantage for now. The kill on the Stellar changes that, though. Complexity getting these picks so well, but they're not going to be able to get the last pick. It's 3 down for the side of Spacestation Gaming. They got to find Eco quick.
Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie all belong to Complexity at the moment. Jared's trying to figure out exactly where SSG could be spawning and pushing up, but they were a lot closer than he thought. Bravo changes hands, but somehow Complexity are still slaying it throughout all that. Falcated finds his way over toward the tower side, and I think Camouflage just came up.
That camo going to be very important. Someone did scoop it up there, but Falcated going to go down to look for it, and he ends up getting, I think it was Stellar. He ends up getting the kill on the Stellar. I think that was the camo player, so that will be camo off the map, but SSG, they'll be in that double cap scenario for a moment, and they'll take that moment because Complexity find themselves 2 dead.
We get the double cap. Can they turn it to a triple with Complexity 3 down? SSG gonna be scoring left and right, and look at it immediately how they not only force the split spawners, but they also are on the attack immediately, holding on to that trip cap, holding on to scoring left and right. Before you know it, SSG might be right back in this game.
Yeah, and that's just how this map and game type goes, right? You get that triple cap, one team holds it for a good amount of time, and the objective of that team that has the lead because of those triple caps, the objective of that team is to hold the other team to a double cap, if that, and not allow them to get that catch-up mechanic, which is the triple cap, of course. We'll see if that scenario stays true here for Complexity. They're going to get that double cap and continue to score.
K-Nick looking to claim control of the gold side of the map here, and it looks like SSG have sacrificed his positioning, except for Suppressed. The one straggler behind ends up taking down K-Nick from across the map, putting shots down range. Is Stellar able to take away Bravo, but he's getting shields back. He's trying to get out of dodge. How is he alive right now?
I'm not sure, but they end up killing him. One thing I want to point out is Ryan, 12, 10, and 9, right? Another game where he has double-digit kills, double-digit assists. He has been the player that has been the glue for this Complexity roster all series long, and it's really benefiting them. They're about to approach that 200-point mark, and again, it might be another assist for Ryan Noob here with that kill on the batteries.
Complexity doing a fantastic job of somehow slowing down what is oftentimes the ultra-aggressive Space Station Gaming. Right now, Complexity beating them at their own game on one of their bread and butters. Complexity, another triple cap for them. King Nick with the camouflage, not able to take down Stellar. Don't worry, the former Apex player in Cherish has your back. Although they take away Alpha, it takes two to tango, and Cherish wants to dance with all of Space Station Gaming.
What an answer back by Complexity. If they end up winning this game, which it looks like they might just do that, this Complexity roster does not ever surrender. They don't ever throw up the white flag. Once again, they come through with a victory, and they keep themselves in the conversation. The series now 2-1 with Complexity with that last win. Space Station still lead, but now they're putting Space Station on notice.
Never back down. It don't matter who's on the other side of that screen. You make sure that you have your Zowie monitor turned on, turned up, and you make sure that you put in every last bit of effort. It don't matter who the favorites are on paper. Complexity will show you time and time again they don't fear anybody, and especially Ryan Doob on that side of things. 15 kills, again, doing fantastic in the kill side, but also the assist as well. It's damage on top of damage, whether he's getting his kill or his teammates are activating on that, it doesn't matter as long as Complexity get the advantage and hold the advantage.
Complexity really impressed me. 4,500 damage out of Ryan. And that's just a player who on the map is just shooting everything. Like, you just look at the difference between his damage and everyone else's. And you know that normally we always say this, Tony, damage, obviously it's not the same. You know, there's different damage that is more valuable than other damage. We know Ryan is picking the right fights. We know that his damage is being capitalized on. You see it in his assists, and just a great job by Complexity to consistently get that numbers advantage in that game and keep the pressure up, right? They didn't back down, and that's the big thing. You can't, even though you're down 0-2 in a series in that moment, you can't just say, okay, we got to play a little bit slower, we got to change up what we're doing. No, just play with the same confidence, play with that same pressure, and it will work. And in that game, SSG, they broke.
And you saw everybody shooting over 60% accuracy, and when the map is open as recharge, it feels like that's actually kind of tough to do, but they're able to take advantage of that open space and just simply hit their shots. Going into Fortress Flag, another map that's obviously wide open. Maybe that's something they can kind of take advantage of, whether it's the close range engagements or the long range engagements. If they can put down those shots, if they can keep that damage down, they could come out with another win. Meanwhile, SSG, you better take the wind out of their sails. Let me tell you, give Complexity an inch, they often will take a mile. Fortress Flag is where we end up. And on both sides, it feels like a must win, even though SSG are up 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a must win for SSG because they get the lead in the series and they can potentially get their very first win in the LVT Pro League, which is going to be important if they want to qualify. Only the top 6 teams qualify. For those of you that are new to the LVT Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion, only the 6 teams at the top of the leaderboard will qualify for that land coming up at the end of the year, or towards the end of the year, I should say. And so both these teams are definitely looking to win this. Very important here. What does this start look like? Well, it looks like Complexity continuing on the momentum they got from that game number 3.
Huge start coming out of Complexity and a big overshield grab, and a one-shot suppressed. It's going to be stuck over toward the armory side. Cleanup's coming real quick as Ryan Doob starts the flag off and wants to relay it forward. He's down to one shot, and his nade connects, about an hour later right there as the flag is still on the move. Complexity with one of the best opening breaks that we have seen in Fortress Flag. They're going to get a flag cap. They're going to have 2 snipers. They're going to have momentum, and they're going to have SSG in their sights.
Yeah, what a start by Complexity. I mean, even Ryan Doob checking the bottom of base to make sure that first spawner didn't spawn in a weird spot, guaranteeing that flag. Just a beautiful job. The thought process that goes into something like that, I mean, it's just a beautiful. Ryan Doob been in the scene for such a long period of time, 2 decades now, and still understands the game of Halo Infinite and still is able to shoot like the best of them.
Mental
Enemy
able to
flag
get away with the
returned.
5-shot sniper. Return ends up going down, but Mental up high over towards the wing side. But notice how he spotted a couple of shots, bring him off of the high ground. Right now, feels surrounded. There's multiple members of SSG in front of him, so he busts right through a perimeter with that sniper, turns it into a killing spree. King Nick now gonna run that flag over toward that perimeter break that he opens up. A quick scope onto Falcated will keep him out of the play. Suppress does overextend. SSG have a chance to stop this one.
Oh man, I mean, let's see if they do, right? They got the 2 slays they need, Tony. Like 2 kills is a very good start to stopping that flag, but they've got to get more. And right now, Mental with that snipe has been popping off. That flag is still out. OS is coming up, and you see Mental playing a very important role here. He's gonna be in charge of the spawners.
Only one bullet in that
Enemy
sniper.
flag returned.
Return ends up going down. Mental still in the base of SSG, and Stellar having no idea he's here. Suppress gonna feel it as well, but somehow SSG steal away that overshield. Suppress wants to stay aggressive with it. Makes his way over on the armory side. Has a couple players from Complexity around him, but let's see how he navigates the fight. Awaken Cherish is the first one to go. Ryan on the high side gets a couple bit of damage. Gonna turn and burn King Nick, then right back to Ryan. A triple out of Suppress. That's just textbook.
That was a triple and a double reversal, a reversal on 2 different players in that sequence. Suppressed basically getting that flag for himself and for his team. My goodness, he ends up going down before the flag even makes it past the 50% portion. Well, this Cherish going to be able to stop this though. New snipers coming up.
2-0 lead here for Complexity. Nice little stick coming out of Eco to trade out his life, but they're gonna need much more than that. Flag has been started. Ryan anticipating the low ground push from Suppress, but the high side is what grabs the flag. Flag does move past the 50% portion of the map. Ryan on a huge cleanup, and we could see another triple, but Ryan has to stay alive, not able to.
Gosh, this flag is, you got to think about how difficult this flag really is for the side of the SSG, and I believe will be potentially touched here, but just really tough. They get the cap, Tony, but it took 3 different spawns sequences to get that flag in, and it's just been Complexity who has been putting down damage on the map and not allowing that flag to go in very easy.
Ooh,
Snipe.
nice little snap onto Cherished head. Stellar. Good shot from him, but his location has been fed to the rest of Complexity. Somehow SSG still able to find their kills, and this overshield gonna be oh so important. You're down by 1 cap, but you have all the goodies. Space Station Gaming?
Ooh. Yep, there it is. The beatdown's good though. 3 shots in a beatdown means that OS is no longer valuable and it's no longer on the map now. The kill goes in, and Stellar's got that snipe, and we saw what he's capable of with the sniper. But I just want to talk about the little bit of micro there as Stellar still is alive somehow. Just the ability to understand how important it is to get the kill on Stellar is the player Cherish, right? He doesn't out-peak, he doesn't peek too far outside of the spiral, right? He makes sure to bait the shots on a Stellar, and because of that, he stays alive and gets the kill at the end of the day.
Maybe a 2-1 series lead here for Space Station Gaming, but 2-1 is the game score, and Complexity currently have control, and they currently have a man advantage as well. A bit of extra damage allows them to keep that pressure on as Cherish takes down Falcon across the map. It was a momentary 3 down for SSG, but timing seemingly on their side. Stellar somehow sneaks through, but he's 1 shot. He gets the shots off on Cherish, but ends up getting cleaned up real quick. Ryan is on the relay. Nobody has the shots enough to stop him, and just like that, Complexity tie up the series.
What an answer back. And the player that I need to talk about right now is Mental. He started off that game 7-0, sitting in the base of SSG, making it his home. He was in the fridge, Tony. He was sleeping in the bed. He was eating the porridge, whatever he wanted to do. They finally killed him, and then he still goes off. I think he ended the game 12-5. Mental. You love to see it out of the man, right? He's a champion in multiple, in Gears of War multiple times, and he's coming to Halo, and he's been committed to Halo, and I'm sure he's looking for that championship here as well. But my goodness, what a performance. 13-5 out of him. Really set off the start of that game, and what a way for Complexity to tie up the series.
The man could have ended up anywhere he wanted. Like you said, Gears of War, Apex, Call of Duty. The man played at a damn near professional level at every game that he picked up. I heard he's pretty damn good at Tetris too. That's all I'm saying. But,
Okay.
my man Menso has been absolutely going off and much needed for complexity. Tie up at 2 apiece, a swing game number 3. I don't care if you're complexity or an SSG fan. If you don't like that, you don't like Halo. Like, that was just beautiful execution from both sides, but complexity really impressed me on their starting strat and also the way they were able to start and finish those caps. The execution was just beautiful.
What was really talking about the other side of things for Space Station Gaming, what was really frustrating for me, and you know, I'd be tilted if I was surprised. You get so much dopamine from that double reversal triple kill. You're like, yeah, I am him, right? You pull flag, you get it all the way to the plasmas, and then you get taken out. It's like, I just killed 3 of them, like, and then that flag took 3 sequences for SSG to get that flag in. I'm not sure what disconnected there, or if it was just a beautiful job by complexity and the damage output, but that's that kind of stuff you don't expect to see out of SSG. You expect them to kind of, okay, we got 3 dead, that's an easy flag run, but just wasn't the case. And I think, you know, they struggle with flag runs throughout that whole game. The complexity is just keeping up the pressure from that game, even that game 1. They're keeping up that same consistent pressure, and looks like they've gotten warmed up now as they tie that series up.
It's been an amazing series, really, on both sides. Thank you guys very much. And SSG and Complexity, again, an absolute show that you're putting on. And you already know us at LVT Halo, we got your back. We kept hearing you guys are tired of waiting for just a weekend to get yourself some professional Halo action. We heard that you're tired of waiting for land to play for big money. So what did LVT Halo do? Partnered with Shopify Rebellion, made sure we throw $1,000 show batches multiple times per week, even on the weekdays, weekends. It don't matter where you're at, some way, somehow you can find yourself some top Halo action. If you guys are enjoying it as much as B and Active are, make sure you smash that follow button if you're on the Twitch. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're on the YouTube. And I want those notification bells turned on, because every single time we go live, you don't want to come in game 2 or game 3 and miss out on the series. You want to make sure that you're here right from the start. So make sure that notification bell is turned on and don't miss any of the action, especially when we're talking about Halo Esports.
You know what? Do one better, okay? I want you to get this. I'm about to say something. I want you to record it, and I want you to make it your alarm, okay? Hey, it's 5 p.m. LVT Pro League's on. Okay, so I want you to record that. Make it your alarm. Everybody, right now, make it your alarm for 5 p.m. Eastern on the days that you see LVT LVTHalo.com. And then you'll be on time and you'll be here so you can watch these beautiful games. Because let me tell you, SSG looked phenomenal in that game 1 and game 2. But now Complexity are bringing it back. And man, seeing this whole story pan out is insane. Who's going to take this game number 5?
Hey, yo, chat, I don't think Tim can hear me right now. It's just me and you. You could just set the regular alarm. I don't know if you want to wake up to... Oh, hey, Tim. Hi.
Hey.
I didn't know you were... Hi.
I was
How
trying
are
to
you?
get, I was trying to get you hyped. The stupid alarms that are default are not hype. They're like doo, doo, doo. No one wants that. We want hype here, okay? This is
I don't want to be
LVT.
yelled at by you. I get yelled at enough by you when I'm not getting enough kills. Ladies and gentlemen, Origin Slayer is gonna be up next. It's your game 5 in a best of 7 series. Oftentimes, you guys are used to best of 5s, that game 5 being the final game. Well, honestly, it just starts from here. We still got a long journey ahead of us, and something tells me we go in all 7 games. Come on, Tim. You already know. Me and you, Caston, we gonna get ourselves a game 7.
It's not the guys. This is not the players, okay? Me and Tony Cat, it's a game 7 every single time. Yesterday, I don't know how it wasn't a game 7. It was close. But yeah, dude, honestly, I am all for a good series. The series have been amazing lately. You don't want to miss this one, of course, and you don't want to miss the one on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're here for that doubleheader on Sunday. Optic versus Shopify Rebellion and FaZe versus Envy. Going to be really just 2 beautiful series. But regardless, back into this one, it's Origin Slayer, which I would say my favorite map in Halo Infinite right now, and I never thought I'd say that. It's a Halo 5 map. I was a fan of Halo 5. I played it a lot in the beginning, but it's just such a beautiful map. The design, just everything about it. Look how good that looks, and it's just set to scale for Halo Infinite so well. But now we're going to see which teams can take advantage of these very tough spawns, I would say. You get caught on a spawn cycle here, you're in big trouble. The spawns are easy to read on this map.
Like my man Tim said, it's a beautiful map, so make sure you got yourself the right equipment to appreciate every last bit of it. !Zowie in the chat. Click on that link. You can see faster so that you can act faster. Never sacrifice gaming performance, and make sure you go with a brand that's trusted and that you know. Zowie have had your back for a long time now, and you already know they're gonna get you hooked up, and so is Cherished over with the Rockets here for Complexity, because if he grabs a hold of the boom booms, it could be lights out for SSG.
I love this out of Cherish. And look, the target switch is good. Unfortunately, unfortunately for the side of Complexity, there was a player from SSG that kind of got through. I mean, Cherish was in a great spot to just set up for that side control, and Complexity still do get the snipe, and the Rockets are still up for grabs. So I guess no one loses out on this beginning strat except for SSG, who are down 1-4.
4-1 start here for Complexity, and Ryan Dude with 4 bullets in the sniper and has Stellar lined up. Gaze him a fade I don't think he asked for right there. Let me tell you, the shape up looking good, but Stellar's on the respawn. Complexity now gonna be aggressive on their way. Already with a 7-1 lead, but Hiko on the flank.
Yeah, Hiko, again, he's the player that played that flank role on the BR at the very start of the game. He's on the flank role again, but we're on board with Ryan Noob, Tony, and you know, a lot of people are not having kids nowadays in the US. This should be a testament. Have kids, okay? Ryan Noob's got that dad buff, and he's just gotten better at the game. A killing spree for him. This man is not missing today.
A 10-kill advantage for Complexity, who started off this series down 0-2, by the way. They've already gone back-to-back, and if things continue like this, it might just be 3 in a row, because let me tell you, this car is all gas, no brakes. Complexity right now are breaking SSG in half, and Ryu checking the wrong corner, gonna sacrifice that sniper in the hands of Falcated with a prediction grenade on the front side, and the cleanup real quick. But is it enough? You are still down by quite a bit.
That's the first time King Nick died in this game. He's 7-1. So just everyone on Complexity having a really solid game. Cherish Dementa with the assists on the team. I mean, this is just a really good start. But again, this map is it can swing very quickly here. So we'll see what happens. Complexity needs to keep the pressure up. Look at the double pressure here by these two. This is what I'm talking about. Like, how do you deal with that? The 2-man push, gonna get that kill secured, and trades are all they need right now. Does Complexity.
Glad they changed their name to Simplicity, because let me tell you, it's a simple game plan. Win your team fights, win your engagements, come in with that firepower, and sit behind Ryan Noob and King Nick that got 14 of the team's 18 kills. I'm not even gonna include the assist. Complexity out of control right now. A 6-kill advantage and a 1-shot suppressed. Trying to avoid all of that damage, but Stellar's the one who gets away with the Rockets and at least is able to take down 1 with them.
Well, like I said, the swings happen. That's 4 down for Complexity here. Full rocket side control, full snipe side control with snipe coming up. This is a recipe for success for SSG. I'm curious how Complexity are going to stop this push.
SSG, they've done clawed their way back into this game. What started off at 7-1 was the score line. I mean, now it's the 4-kill gaming and 3. Don't allow this man to get the sniper. Beautiful, clean double out of Stellar. He's not going to overextend for the triple. He's going to get himself into a better position. Complexity spawning up, and they may just get knocked right back down.
Yeah, Stellar is just so good with the sniping. You saw King Nick at the end there too, just chowing him. If I see both my teammates' head get blown off, I'm not going to chow that fight. But King Nick was there. He was jiggle peeking. And so Stellar, I'm sorry, keeps putting damage down. Only a 2-kill lead now for Complexity.
Stellar with the snipe is absolutely deadly. That is the weapon that won him an MVP. He was one of the best to do it and still is, as Falcated gonna clean up a 3-shot sniper, show what he can do with it. Nice little quick scope right to the dome of King Nick, and he's not done just yet. Although Cherish and Complexity are trying to drive him out, eventually they're able to do so. There might just be 1 bullet left in the S7.
I love the selfless play there out of Ryan Noob. Listens to the callouts, activates, and target switches immediately to save his teammate. He goes down, but he was going to go down anyway because there was a push happening on the elbow side as well. So just a great heads-up play once again by Ryan Noob, and that's going to continue this Complexity lead, at least for now.
Suppress gets his shields back. Wants to make his way over toward the top snipe side. Looks like Ryan Noob is on the chase, and a great nade lands right in the home of Suppress. The back smack looking real good, turns it into a double kill. My man is not done just yet. Eco, the final player alive, and with all of this action, with all of this dominance that we're seeing from Complexity once again, why don't we go and listen in with the comms?
Good shot.
Okay, I'm playing for the
Playing rockets.
Rocket the
Okay,
rest.
okay.
Blue trench, Ryan. I got rockets. I got him.
I'm helping you, Nick. One was here.
Nice.
Blue window, blue BR.
Okay, we're jumping up on this guy.
Red.
I'm turning.
I'm playing through mid. He's
Getting out
Ryan, he went rocket shoot.
Ribbier, I got it.
I'm on.
Low elbow.
I spawned.
Shoot him.
I don't know.
Up snipe.
I see one shot.
I kill Ribbier.
One's up through snipe.
Top rockets.
I'm living.
Like the red elbow
Shields, I'm going
somewhere.
outside there.
Just
Red
nade shot me.
red elbow. I missed it. Red elbow on me.
He's weak.
I'm running away.
Trying to help you.
Red elbow.
Blow bow and
Ribbier.
Hello, blue.
Joey, I'm leaving you.
Blue BR, two shots, guys.
One shot, BR.
I got him. Red BR.
Good shit, Ryan.
Watch your silver. Watch your regress. I got him.
And red basement again.
We never blew red elbow.
On me. Yo, silver going to your grass right now.
Deslocated.
One shot. I'm out of here.
No damage. He's silver. Hit him once. He's still silver, going back to grass right now. To me.
Fight together.
Both
We win it.
Both mazes.
Dead, one shot. Back to cat.
I still three.
Dead, last guy.
One shot me basement.
I'm Billy.
Where are we spawning?
Red.
Spawn them red.
I'm going
I'm going
up
up
rockets.
rockets. Give me a second. I'm going up
Blue is hella
rockets.
vlog.
Three red flag.
It's really
One guy
vlog.
got to cave, I think.
I'm red elbow.
Cave, not hurt.
I'm coming
Hit him, try. He's hard playing for you, probably.
Cave,
There's two one shots.
I'm fighting one right side.
Red window.
Red elbow is 2 shot.
Alright, I'm just hiding on the sneaky. I think I'm just gonna try and fight this guy. He's sneaky on me.
Red fountain, weak.
I can throw this off. I'm throwing it off.
Yeah.
One shot.
28 kills and 10 assists out of the combination of Ryan Noob and King Nick. This is why Complexity stole them and brought them onto this roster, and man, is it paying off. As I say that, SSG able to chain together a few kills going their way, not only down by 5, but is it too little too late? Do they have enough runway to play with?
Yeah, I think it's still possible for SSG, but it's all going to depend on these next couple of staggers here. If at Complexity are able to cause the staggers to happen, it will be very good in their favor. They get the trade, 47-42 now, but Cherish down to no shields. He stays alive. That's a big live out of Cherish.
And now Cherish looking to create space here over towards that window side. A couple shots go his way, but Eco with a advantageous double kill somehow. Complexity able to get their spawners up. All 4 players over toward the blue side, currently trapped right now, but it's the setup that they want. They're watching the angles that they need, but Mental the first one to go down. SSG bring them back within 2 kills.
Yeah, Cherish puts a lot of damage in, though. He's going to be able to stop the push on the staggered spawns. And again, when you're trapped inside a base and you don't have numbers either, all you got to do is create time. 48-47, though. 49 for Complexity. One more.
Just one more kill needed, and this time it's Complexity that have the advantage. As I say that, Eco goes after Mental, and maybe a bit of teammate damage is going down to King Nick. He stays alive. SSG don't exactly know he's here, but Stellar's gonna find out real quick. Now a bait and switch, both Eco and Stellar just too much. Back-to-back kills, but Ryan who comes in with the haymaker to knock out SSG.
It's the dad buff, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, Ryan Noob. What a lunge to get that kill to clean things up. My goodness, what a close game of Halo, ladies and gentlemen, and it puts Complexity up in this series 3-2. Look at this ending sequence here. King Nick in a bad spot, right? All he has to do is stay alive and do damage, but he takes 1 shot of damage there, takes another one, I think, no. Back Stellar off, and you see Ryan Noob coming up the ramp, and everyone else is a little bit late on this push. So it's up to King Nick and Ryan Noob to double up the damage onto Eco. But again, with King Nick going down, Ryan Noob has to push up and get this trade, and that's all they were looking for right there, the trade to win the game for Complexity.
And the crazy part is, if you look before that melee, that nade that he bounced off of the snipe ramp, I think he was counting on that to end the game. Like, that one looked like it was absolute money, landing where it needed to. And with that nade not getting the kill, he had to take things into his own hands. But apparently that's exactly what Ryan Noob does. 17 kills, 7 assists, 9.3 KDA out of him. A respectable 6.3 out of my man King Nick, and I already know that the damage stats, the accuracy, I already know it's gonna be real nice tip.
No, yeah, it is, of course. Rhino doing most damage in the lobby, taking the least amount of okay, not most damage in the lobby. Stellar had him by 18, but I'm sorry, 12. My math is terrible, but least damage taken in the lobby, and again, all of that doesn't matter. The game winner is what matters. Making sure to play for that trade at the very end, doubling up on that sniper ramp is really risky, but you know, because you end up, there's a guy on the top of the pyramid. You end up going down to the other player as well. It's just a risky play, but fortunately for them, it ends up working out, and that double up and that trade goes in their favor, and they win the game.
Got to find a way to keep your teammates alive, and I feel like it's exactly what Ryan did, at least long enough for him to eventually get that trade in order to solidify that one, and that was just beautiful. I mean, and so was that. There ain't nothing cleaner than that right there. My gosh, Stellar with the sniper is absolutely scary, but so was this complexity roster in general. I mean, look at the start of that game, 7-1 lead. It gets even worse after that. Obviously, SSG had to kind of claw their way back into it, but man, complexity, like they were about to pull off a spectacular at one point.
That's what's impressive to me about SSG is that they were able to pull it back. I mean, they were leading by double at one point for the majority of that middle game. And just bringing it back to bring it to a 49-49 is just incredible to me. But they're not able to close it out. And so right now, it's going to be Complexity that find themselves on match point. And if you don't know the standings, Complexity right now, 2-1 in the LVT Pro League. Pretty much have almost solidified their spot at the LAN. But it's Spacestation Gaming, all the way at the bottom of that list, 0-3, Tony. They need to bring this to a Game 7. SSG need to wake up if they want to go to LAN.
Complexity might just put themselves in elite territory. I mean, you have Optic and Rebellion currently with 3 wins, and after this, it could be Complexity, especially if they continue to play like this. 3 down, go SSG.
Oh man, what a start once again. This is how you have to start your games. The momentum, we've talked to pro players about it in interviews. The momentum in these games, every single game is just a shift of momentum. You continue to win, and especially in close matches where it's a war. I mean, you're just putting yourself in a good spot. And then you pile it on and start the next game strong. Just a great job by Complexity to start this game off.
My gosh, Cherish with the sniper. It doesn't matter who has in this lobby. If anybody grabs a hold of this sniper, they are putting it to work. We saw Ryan Noob earlier. We obviously saw Stellar, Falcon, and now Cherish has at least 1 bullet left in the chamber right now. Uses it right towards the kneecap of Suppressed, who gets his reversal kill, but also gets cleaned up.
It's a nice little trade there. You'd expect that to be a clean kill. It's not going to matter. Complexity still have this ball on the C side. With King Nick going down, it's going to be an early play ball out of Ryan. He just feels the pressure coming out and just wants to be able to do damage to the players pushing. And he does enough damage, but will Eco get cleaned up? Yes. That's why the play ball happened early. Get that initial damage, stop that push. 3 down SSG.
I'm gonna Cherish to relax real quick. My man is 6-1, playing the oddball as well. He's literally doing it all for Complexity and looking good while doing it. 37-6 lead for Complexity, and Ryan with an aggressive push over towards Eco on the back green side, able to get his kill. That means Complexity continue to score.
Yeah, Complexity do not want them to get B spawns because they want B open for that rotation. Unfortunately, the rotation's not open. What does that mean? They rotate it toward that C side. They've got a spawner on the C side already, but Falcon understands the task, okay? He's gonna push up. He's gonna get 2. Falcon, a great break. That's gonna leave ball on the floor.
51 points for Complexity and nowhere for Falcon to go. But the respawn screen, the double push looks real good, but nobody accounts for Stellar on that back smack. A free kill for SSG may turn to much more than that when it comes to the objective.
Goodness me, it's been work from both sides, and now with the camo for SSG and that C-side rotation open with that kill, I believe they would posture towards C-side. It looks like the pressure from Complexity is a bit too strong, too fast, and because of that, Stellar's stuck in a rough spot, and he goes down with camo here. Once again, it's SSG who have an advantage, and Complexity pick it apart 1 by 1, and now nothing's left for SSG.
Nice little curb slide, nice little movement out of Cherish, but even that, not enough to keep him alive. And Falcon even getting the trade onto King Nick. Nice little ball time coming out of Eco. Looks like SSG feel like they desperately need that as Stellar, he wants to make his way on the flank, but catches a no-scope and a grenade by Ryan. Nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, I don't want to understate Falcon's play right there. Him staying alive that entire time, I ended up getting two. One clean and then one with the trade with no shields. Because of that, SSG got a lot of ball time. They're at 36 points, but at Complexity, with 2 down for SSG, still have the control. It's up to Mental to hit a couple shots here on the player spawning mud, but suppressed long range is too strong.
Cherish only 10 with only 6 assists to go along with a little bit of a sprint strafe out of him, but Suppress refuses to be confused by that. King Nick finds the angle that he's looking for on his way towards the nest side, but catches a few grenades from Eco as well. Shields come up, and it looks like it's a double push out of Complexity. Wind up the first one to go down, but King Nick on the cleanup, great damage out of Complexity, and ball never played.
Well, Suppress, the last player alive, gets a kill here, and he's going to continue to do damage. Look how he just makes it difficult for Cherish to move. This could be another kill on a Cherish. Suppress just did everything at the end of that play. How are SSG going to capitalize on it with the ball being played and Suppress continuing to get kills?
He's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, I want to say all series long, but it feels like all year long. Honestly, I've loved Suppressed on this SSG roster, and once they start to really click, it's going to be largely because of this man and the amount of pressure he puts down. Meanwhile, Mental and Complexity off of spawn, and Mental has no idea where that came from. He's looking for Ghost right now. He's like, yo, what just happened?
That nade came out of nowhere. Very close round number 1 here. 62 to 61. It was 2 down for both teams momentarily. QT, you can see he goes QT on the back of C here. He has an opportunity to play on Mental, and he's going to do it, right? He's going to QT. No, I think he thinks he's being watched right now. QT might run out. He uses it at the last second to get behind, but just a great job to pressure both sides of the map. It's just Complexity read it. They read that play like a book.
King Nick's 5-shot leads to a Space Station Gaming going way down once again. A 1-point lead, though, for Space Station. So although Complexity looked very good in the early game, I even thought they were looking very good throughout this entire round. It's still SSG that keep it close, but Complexity on their setup, and Ryan Noob, he ain't taking none of their mess.
Ryan Noob ends up going down, though, just to keep Mental alive, because Mental has this camo, but Mental goes down too. So SSG now taking the camo out of Complexity's hands, and with that couple of kills, they'll be able to rotate this towards C. But Complexity come off a spawn, aggressive once again. It's just it's suppressed on that anchor side, on the window. Just a great job by him to just keep that ball in play and continue to do damage.
Space Station Gaming get the numbers advantage, convert that into a sniper immediately in the hands of Stellar. You know he's a playmaker indeed. Eco over toward the tower side, and with that being clear, it looks like he's gonna trade spawns real quick, and Suppress gonna bring that ball back towards the reinforcements, baiting out Ryan over towards the rat tunnel, deals with them real quick, and Cherished almost catches it on the camo side as well. Stellar now blocking the line of sight over towards top mid, and once his shields come up, he's right back into the fight, but teammates falling left and right, and Ryan not able to go down. This may just be a play ball for SSG real soon.
Yeah, you see SSG, you see Stellar, and yeah, the ball's not played. That means Complexity is actually going to have a bit of time here on that mud side. But Stellar just, unfortunately, not able to really hit any shots. His teammates went down, like you said, so he had to rotate towards A. Just not able to find a lot of value with that snipe besides that one shot. And now Complexity, because that ball wasn't played, have a full setup on the tower side.
Only needing 15 seconds right now due Complexity. King Nick right back on the ball in a 3v3 scenario. That means Eco and SSG need to win out this play. They double push, clear out the top mid side first before putting that extra damage onto King Nick. But there's nobody home. The final players end up going down. That's going to be it. The last seconds are in. Complexity are taking round number 1. They are 1 round away from beating Space Station Gaming.
Just clinical work out of Complexity, but I gotta point out the couple of mistakes out of Space Station Gaming. The one mistake was obviously not playing that ball. Maybe they were under pressure. They didn't have an opportunity to do so. But the first one was when, the other one was when Stellar had the snipe, and he tries to push up to get a timing. The timing just wasn't there. His whole team goes down, not able to get any shots off with snipe. Just a couple of things. You call them mistakes, or you just call them unfortunate lack of execution. But regardless, SSG find themselves down and potentially find themselves in a position where they're going to lose this series.
Stellar on the snipe. SSG on the setup right now. Currently 0-3 in the Pro League, but Stellar, he's gonna take things into his own hands. A nice double kill out of Stellar, and he needs a lot more than that if SSG are gonna go at Complexity, who have been absolutely frying all day long.
And that's why that play was unconventional. When Stellar has that snipe, he does work with it. Now you see that happening, but it is going to be Mental that has this camo. He has a big job in his hand. Take out Stellar, stop this ball. Unfortunately, a lot of information has been given. I'm sorry. That's going to be enough though for him to get that cleanup kill, and for two down, there to be two dead for SSG.
Rhino with the quantum translocate over towards that back green side. Stellar once again able to grab the sniper, but this time only 2 bullets to work with right now. 3 members of Complexity now on the rotation. Stellar finds himself over toward the backside, right in the middle of multiple members of Complexity, but Rhino gets his snipe. King Nick may have gone down, but this could be huge for Complexity.
Yeah, very aggressive again out of Stellar. Just trying to find an opening, trying to, he's feeling really good with the sniper. He's obviously feeling he can hit shots, but puts himself in a rough spot there. They lose the snipe once again. Complexity get control, and they'll have that A side setup.
Falcon on the low side. Easy cleanup for him, and he loves that flank that turns into the multi, but still 3 down goes SSG. Complexity now rotating that ball throughout the A side, and it could end up going green with the spawners.
See what Stellar does to break that. He understands that the green opening is what Complexity want. You see him directly go for that, but taking a lot of damage. Complexity fill that pillar's role really well. And they don't get the rotation though, so Suppress have the sniper in his hands. He's gonna be able to get that kill, stop the rotation from happening. It's 2 down, so SSG free to get time.
They get the lead right back here. Ryan gets himself yet another back smack, and this man is just boxing him at the moment. Haymakers left and right. It ended game number 5, and may just end this game as well.
Oh, goodness me. Love to see this out of Ryan. He chows that on the Falcated. I love it. The confidence is so good. I love it. That challenge, you're not going to see that generally, right? But the fact that he does that and he wins the fight is a little tilting on the other end for Falcated. He's like, why is he chowing me there? Ends up winning that fight. It's a big mental game at the end of the day. It's year 4 of Halo Infinite. You got to throw a wrench into things.
To be honest with you, I ain't calling him no more. I ain't calling him Ryan New, baby Ryan Nasty. I don't know. I ain't calling him Ryan New. Meanwhile, Hustler University's very own King Nick does some max damage over on the sandbag side. Cherish by himself with the ball and actually electing not to play it. He goes in for the challenge. Are you kidding? The audacity on Complexity right now. They are styling on SSG.
It's been the pressure and the confidence out of this roster. Maybe King Nick's aggression and confidence is bleeding into the rest of the team, because this is the most confident I've seen Complexity in these fights. And you have to kind of take charge like this, right? You're in a position where if you lose this game, I think you're still okay. Obviously, you don't want to if you're Complexity, but SSG, their backs are against the wall.
It doesn't seem like much, but Tim, you know, him not playing the ball right there, that is confidence, bro. That is disrespect level of confidence. You're talking about world champions on the side of SSG. You're talking about some of the most underrated slayers that we have seen in HS's history. We're talking about an SSG that was projected to be top 3, top 4 in the league, and Complexity disrespectful. Meanwhile, what?
Oh, no way. He did the ghost jump on the outside. I thought he was gonna live there. That's insane. Oh gosh, he really is styling on. Like, it's just great to see, man. He's been doing it his whole career, just making mixy plays. The pros even meme about it, but this guy, like, very, very fun to watch. Ryan. Here we go once again, though. Stellar trying to get the cleanup kill. The jiggle peek got a King Nick. My goodness gracious, got him! There it is. Kill goes down, and Stellar, I don't think he's got any much more ammo left in snipe, but SSG have brought this back in this round number 2.
Extra time being bought, and extra time that ultimately SSG didn't have ball in hands, and they should be able to force the play ball. At least that's exactly what Ryan was trying to do, but Stellar and SSG clear out the back lane side. Falcated not able to win the 1v1 against a camouflaged out King Nick, and this starts yet another push for Complexity.
Yeah, the ball's not played here. Rhino gets a kill on the Stellar. Ball's still in a spot where Complexity can play for it, and you've got King Nick with this camo in his hands. Confident as ever. Somehow he gets spotted, though. That's a big kill out of SSG here. And we talk about confidence in playing the ball. They did not play the ball, and now they've got a setup on the back of B.
71-61 lead here for Space Station Gaming. Every round at this point is a must-win here. With Complexity up 3-2, they're just one game away. They're up 1-0 in rounds, but we could be seeing a tie as Complexity spawning up and going in for their last push here. It's up to them to get that ball out of SSG's hands right here, right now. Here comes a couple of shots to soften up Suppressed on the defensive end. By the time they start to move in position here, the nades might be good, but I don't know if they're gonna be enough to stop the ball in the hands of SSG.
Yeah, great hold by SSG right there. They rotated really well. They kept ball on the B. They didn't play it right away. They were able to get the slays 2 times in a row, and they end up winning the round. We're tied up now. This is match point for Complexity or a Game 7 push for SSG.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, strap in, man. We are in for a long one. Make sure you fasten those seat belts because it'll be a bumpy and a long ride here. But as I say that, 3 down, go SSG, so they better be careful. Don't give Complexity any more opportunities. Don't give Cherish the sniper either.
Those spawns come out onto C. Cherish with that snipe and ball. You said it before, Tony. He's slaying it out, but look at his ball time. 81 points of ball time for him. And now Ryan Noob's got the camo as well. So everything working out for the side of Complexity. But Ryan Noob, his punch misses this time. Unfortunately, he's going to go down.
Able to find the blind side of Ryan Noob and Complexity's offense here. Ball is reset. Not much time on the board, but Cherish still has the sniper, so you're still in danger of your Space Station Gaming. Chaos being created, but SSG still eventually grab a hold of that ball. But now Cherish onto the curve side over toward the back C side. Mental doing enough damage to allow Cherish to come in for the quick scope and the cleanup. There's just one left, make it none. Cherish is an absolute animal.
I love this Complexity team, man. Just the way they play, the way they flow on the map, it's just so good. Complexity getting that ball time, looking strong here in round number 3, and it's been Cherished with that snipe that has made things happen. He runs out of ammo, but you see all of SSG posturing towards that pillar side, looking for a push.
24-2 lead in favor of Complexity at the moment here. Space Station Gaming immediately taking space and multiple angles, trying to attack this ball from multiple sides. Complexity think it's an opportunity to rotate. However, Eco doing a great job cutting off that angle, and Mental a one-shot not going to escape. Stellar, he runs into 2 more members of Complexity, and they keep pushing. Complexity seem relentless.
I love Complexity right there again. They get information. Right? You don't see someone in one spot, they're in a different spot. That's just kind of how it works, right? Really simple. But they get the information and they rotate the ball immediately outside towards Camo side. And you saw SSG looking around like, where'd they go? Like, they had no idea. It's just great quick plays out of Complexity like that again, make them very fun to watch.
Good damage being laid down here by King Nick, but the moment he goes over towards the mid side, runs into Stellar, and little 360 spin. Now he's just showing off at this point. We're right back in a position to collapse with the rest of Complexity. The BR does work onto the weakened players over toward the back A side, but with Eco taking down one and Falcated going at another, it's a 1v1, and of course, it's always Mental in these situations.
Love it. Mental's got that camo. He's going to use the melee to toss that ball a little bit further. I believe it goes a little further with the melee if you time it correctly. Regardless, though, sniper coming up here, it's going to be Complexity that try to play for their advantage. And with that damage that Mental is able to do, and with this potential trade, there it is, the trade on the Stellar. That's going to be sniped for them and a 40-point lead as well. Just about.
With another trade going down, and S7 still sits over toward that bottom key door side, and Ryan wants every last bit of it, or at least to keep it out of the hands of SSG, but Eco with the stick and portal.
Yeah, it's stick and get out of there. That's all you need to do. And he comes back to continue the pressure and gets the kill onto Cherish. You love to see this out of Eco. 92 points of ball time. Positive KD's got a lot of assists on his belt as well. Look at the assist difference, though. It's not incredibly crazy, but I love to see what I see out of Cherish. Stellar, though, with a nice double. Gets up, gets cleaned up, or gets 2, I should say. And now Cherish, the last player alive.
Stellar's been looking for that flank, it feels like all game long, and he finally gets it. There's going to be Space Station Gaming that are benefiting off of that push. They're scoring left and right here, may be able to take the lead with this hold. As right now, Falcade getting overwhelmed. It is 2, if not 3 players from Complexity are driving him away from the sandbag side, but back-to-back kills for SSG. K-Nick gonna be the 3rd one to fall. That's a good hold by Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, they hold snipe, they hold ball, and they've got that A-side set up. The expansion towards B is inevitable, but you see how quickly Complexity are to activate towards that B side. They're gonna have a push here. It's up to Eco and the rest of SSG to get these kills.
48-42 lead here in favor of Space Station Gaming in a very important round number 3 right now. Complexity have an opportunity to close it out. Meanwhile, SSG still trying to bring us into a game 7. A battle begins over on the cut side. Cherished quick on that collapse, quick on the kill. Now here comes Complexity taking advantage of the situation.
Now the play ball goes out immediately. No more confidence there. They do get 2 down though, does Complexity. Make that 3 dead. Last player alive is going to be suppressed. He falls as well. That's a clean 4 dead out of the side of Complexity. We'll see what they're able to do with that advantage.
Complexity able to wipe SSG off of the face of live fire. That's ball time once again coming for them, but Stellar, he's had enough of this Complexity roster. Big damage coming out of Big Stellar. A rotation with the balls trying to be started, but Falcade uses that high ground to find the angle he's looking for on the scoreboard players, and meanwhile, Suppress plays this ball right back in the hands of SSG.
Great job by SSG to guarantee those A-side spawns. They didn't have numbers for a moment, but the spawners came up just in time, and now they're able to put a defensive wall up for this push from Complexity.
SSG not able to be successful on that push. They want to get that ball out of the hands of Complexity. We're just about to take the lead here with the 3 down. Complexity back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're going to hold ball here for a long period of time, and every single kill they get is a staggered kill. Eco, the last player alive. You see Ryanu backing off of that C side, allowing the spawns to happen on the tower. They've got the B rotation open. They've got A side control. Ryanu's going to play the ratty role here. This is what's very important. This play is the most important play of the game.
And it's not the fight that Stellar wants to take here. Close range is where Ryan apparently thrives as he takes down Stellar, but enough damage being done on both sides. King Nick gets cleaned up real quick. Eco on that ball. The rest of Complexity gonna try to drive it out. They continue to push forward, but SSG slowed them down, at least for now.
Ryan Noob did all he could right there. Got the first kill, not able to really defend his life for the second. And SSG, it's 89 points for Complexity, but SSG have a Falcated. He has a double, and now he's got a snipe as well.
He didn't choose violence. Violence chose him. That's a big double coming out of Falcated on their way to potentially taking the lead. SSG with a beautiful quick scope to the body of the key door side. Falcated still has 4 bullets in the sniper left. Eco tossing that ball, using it as bait. One more round of slays, and they can end it right here, right now. But you can say the same for Complexity. This is an important battle. This honestly could be it.
Yeah, that was a really couple of big missed shots out of Falcated. 2 go down for SSG. Falcated comes through, though, and cleans up a kill. Gets the killing spree. With Camel coming up, it's important he stays alive. It's important that everyone stays alive at this point. And 3 go down for Complexity once again. The rotation towards C. It's looking like SSG are going to bring us to a game 7.
They had to stay alive, but everybody's dead, Tim. Everybody's dead. Stellar beats the doorway. An easy back coming out of him. Suppressed, maybe down to 1 shot, but he's going to live. And we see a game 7.
Oh my word. What a close series this has been all throughout. SSG with their backs against the wall know they need this win if they want to qualify for that $50,000 land. And this was the play, the biggest play of the game here. Ryanu, he had the idea that there was going to be a flank on that timing. Gets the kill, but unfortunately not able to stay alive. Too many players from the side of SSG looking straight at him, and no one reacting for Complexity in that moment because the pressure from SSG was everywhere.
I mean, I feel like it was his job to, like, you know, if there was Complexity's job to hold that setup, I feel like he got his kill. He got extra damage on top. He's like, I got mine, baby. Where's everybody else here? But you know how it is, man. We gonna start calling them Pace Station Game because they set the pace in every single engagement. If they want to speed it up, they'll do it. If they need to slow it down on a dime and trap you and bait you into a situation, they will do it. Space Station Gaming, more like Pace Station Gaming, because they are always thinking about the pace of the game.
I'm just really, we make jokes about it all the time that when you and I are on the cast, we always get game 7s, but I'm just blessed that we get a game 7 here. These guys are putting it all on the line. It's $1,000 on the line. Obviously, very important to get these series wins and your standings. For those that don't know, it's going to be SSG that are 0-3 in the LVT Pro League, and of course, at the very end of this. I wouldn't say it, like near the fall, we're going to have a LAN, $50,000 LAN in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. You can see the standings right there. It's an 0-3 for SSG. Only 6 teams make it, so they have to get some wins. And it's going to start right here with this game number 7.
And you already know, I got my Zowie monitor turned on, so I see the map layout beautiful, might I say. Started off in 2-0 fashion with SSG, really, again, setting the pace of the series. 3 in a row for complexity. And mind you, might I say, Recharge Strongholds, pretty dominant. That was a very fast and coordinated complexity. Fortress Flag, they came off the rip and capped the flag in 35 seconds, Tim?
Yeah,
I think it's all it took. I mean, it was crazy. The 50-49 nail biter that I still haven't caught my breath from. And then there's SSG in a must-win situation. Live fire, oddball belongs to them. And we go into a game 7. There is no more chances for either one of these rosters. Aquarius Slayer will end this series. Will SSG finally get their first win here in the LVT Halo Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion? Thank you so much. Or will Complexity put themselves in elite category, joining Optic, joining Shopify Rebellion as the only teams with 3 wins? Who's it gonna be?
An incredible job by both these teams. Take a look at the stats, Tony. Ryan Noob leads the entire lobby in this series with a 1.12 KD and a 1.88 KDA. I mean, my goodness gracious. Him and King Nick have been frying. They lead the leaderboard in multiple categories. Can they do it here? Or will the pendulum that has been swung on the side of SSG go in their favor for this Slayer game?
Camouflage sits on the top middle of the map and it's baiting everybody in. And I promise you, if either Complexity or SSG are able to grab a hold of more camels than the opposition, it could be the winning formula, could be the win condition for either one of these squads. It looks like Suppressed and SSG opened up with a P-side push, but they get shut down. Complexity tie things up.
We're going to go the distance in this one. It was a 50-49 on Origin. It was a 50-48 on Streets. Aquarius for Game 7 is going to be a little bit of the same. It's going to be about every single one of these kills. You got to see how many clean kills each player gets. That's going to be the big difference. You see one there, immediately traded, and that's what you got to do in the Slayer. Make sure to get the trades off the damage that's been done.
Big kills coming out of Complexity to clear out the utility side. However, it's SSG that have a bit of map control right now, sitting toward the 50% portion. Up high on the map are Eco and Stellar. How do Complexity plan on eating away at this setup? It looks like they go after Eco. Eco gets his, but Mental quick on the cleanup. Both teams end up going 2 down, and Mental, he wants to get hype, but Stellar, he has other plans for him.
It's neck and neck, and when you're playing a Slayer game like this, you know the communication's very clean, and you get a kill, it's so hard to stay alive. You're getting called out immediately, and if a player's able to stay alive in a scenario like this, my goodness, I mean, they're pistol-like. It's tough to do, especially in a game 7. Everyone's nice and warmed up. Everyone on both sides shooting over 60% here. They're frying, and so you got to stay alive as best you can, and it's going to be Complexity that take that lead.
Mental using the kills for his teammates to sneak behind the utility of SSG, and Jared turns it into a triple and just about gets the overkill there. 16-10, a lead erupts out of nowhere.
That's how you create a separation. You get a triple kill, almost an overkill for Cherish. He's starting to pop off, and I'm telling you right now, in a game 7, this is so much dopamine for him. He's going to get another trade as well.
17 making 18-12 lead here for Complexity. Spacestation Gaming doing everything they can to put themselves back within winning territory, but King Nick with a huge pivotal battle. Active camouflage is up. Complexity have the advantage. They go up to the P side. The long range shots from the BR is going to net them a camouflage in the hands of Ryan Dude.
Absolutely love to see this. 11-2 out of Cherish. Ryan with the camo is a really good start for Complexity, but they've had strong starts before, like on that Origin match. It's about how they continue. That's the question here. This is Gonna be a close match regardless. Another trade goes down in the kill feed, and they spot the camo. Ryan Noob's gonna go down to a beatdown. My goodness gracious. Great job by SSG, meticulously breaking apart that camo's location.
23 kills here for Complexity, and Cherished has 12 of them. 12 and 5 is a crazy stat line coming out of him. Meanwhile, Eco, in general, 8 kills. No assist just yet, but trying to put down that damage, and a bit of a dangerous nade being thrown there. And it looks like Mental's gonna get absolutely obliterated down over toward the P side. Eco taking max damage as he's forced to back out of that situation. Maybe get a new position.
This is just back and forth from both these rosters. Complexity doing their job, though. You have to just trade out here as best you can. That's essentially the job in Slayer, regardless of the situation. But being in the lead, that's what they're going to do. They capitalize on the damage. Mental does a great job of staying alive here. Does some more damage, but a little overextended out of King Nick. That's going to provide an opening here for SSG.
Making the damage, the kills look easy, and covering his teammates back for as long as possible. Eventually, Ryan Noob does end up falling, but Complexity do spawn up, and they're trying to get right out of the yellow base. But SSG anticipating a bit, cutting off that P-side angle. Still 29-25. Complexity hold on to the lead, and they want more.
Both teams understand the importance of getting a base and getting that top center control. Unfortunately for Complexity, it is SSG that do get that camo, but it was Stellar, and it was a burn. So camo no longer on the map here. And Ryan Noob's gonna find an opening. A little bit shaky on the shot, but cleans it up at the end of the day. 33-28. SSG get 2 in the feed.
Movement too good here, and here's Complexity 34, and meanwhile Cherished can't exactly find the headshot on an Eco, and that was a momentary 4 down, and SSG know exactly where Complexity are spawning. Eco is there, but he can't take down Ryan Noob. Valkyrie may have gotten the cleanup off screen here, but Complexity create opportunity, create space to play with until Valkyrie gets involved.
My goodness, both these teams are doing a great job of like understanding the spawns, trying to push the numbers inside the base when they can. And you can see all 4 up for both teams now. It's very important break here. Suppress gets 1, and he gets the first one. That's going to open things up. He gets actually 2. Stellar gets his own, and my goodness gracious, all 4 down for Complexity.
SSG find them right back in the race within striking distance, only down by 1 kill as Eco with an absolute Hail Mary of a stick. Tom Brady-like with it. Somehow Eco able to stay alive over toward the low side. The rest of his team now moving into position, attacking the 50% portion of the map. Falcated after Ryan Noob, Mental on the cleanup. Eco with a sneaky route is going to end up getting a melee, but trades out his life. 40-39. Complexity take back the lead.
Oh, it's just back and forth. Oh my, Ryan Noob and King Nick once again. These two play so well together. You're seeing them time and time again, cleaning up each other's kills, being there to get those trades. Stellar gets a kill on the Mental, tied at 41. And now the pace, I would assume, would slow down just a bit here. But King Nick finds himself in trouble, and he goes down quickly.
42-41 right now. The game's so close, so intense, and it's Stellar and SSG still pushing up. No fear whatsoever. As 3 down go Complexity. Eco grabs a hold of camo. Oh no is right if you're a fan of Complexity.
Yeah, the SSG just activated, which is what I'm scared about. The fact that Complexity was able to get that camo is a miracle with how SSG are flowing around the map. The timing is immaculate out of them. 47-43. They're looking to close this out right now.
Just 2 more kills needed. Complexity had so much control, so much momentum. They had everything in their hands, but they didn't have an SSG. And right now is the final kill that they're looking for. King Nick takes so much damage, but somehow able to get his kill. Mental with the cleanup need and gets away with his life. Falcated from downtown is not able to get his. 49-46. The comeback is still doable. Falcated goes down, and right now Stellar and SSG are trapped.
Oh my word, the fact that Complexity are still in this is insane. The damage output on the guy top P, but it's not enough. The pressure's too much, and Complexity break. It's gonna be SSG that win their first series of the LVT Pro League.
A Kodak moment in order to close that one out, but 50-47 is your final score line. And I can barely breathe right now, Tim. What
okay?
an absolute war. I'm not okay, brother. What an absolute war was that series. I've said this before. I think I said it last week once when we saw TSM and Envy. That was the best series up until then. This right here, SSG and Complexity, somehow even beat out that. That was the best series of the LVT Halo Pro League.
I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me, Tony, but I gotta do it. I gotta call out the doofuses in the chat. You know why? Eco once again proves himself. Once again showcases that in the clutch, at the moment he's needed the most, he'll throw nades like that, and he'll go 16-10 with an 8.3 KDA. The most important match of the LVT Pro League for SSG. And guess who comes up clutch? It's the veteran, the world champion. It's Eco Smith.
My gosh. I mean, you're looking at the final stat line here. 3 players in that 4K club. Absolute amazing performance out of both of these rosters. I'm literally sweating right now. I'm not even playing at the game. I'm literally sweating because that is how absolutely intense that matchup was. And it ends with a 50-47 win. A game 7. SSG putting their first win here in the LVT Halo Pro League. But man, Complexity really brought their A game.
They did. Complexity looked like a roster that I'm just excited to see as the rest of this season goes on. And I would assume a lot of the team changes for this season of, obviously the LVT Pro League, but also HCS. I think a lot of the team changes are probably going to halt for a little while here. And I would love to see this Complexity roster stick it out for the entire season. I think they are capable of a lot. But again, there's a reason that we've got world championship caliber players on the Spacestation gaming roster. Eco is a player, and I think Piggy said in the chat really well, right? It's not about statistics, right? The way he's setting his team up for success the entire series, it's what makes him such a good player. He did it all series long, and there's a lot of things that even I as an analyst miss, I'm sure, the big picture of things. But it's just, again, so many of these players are, doubted and sometimes talked down to or whatever. These guys are here for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, show them the respect they deserve. Eco's one of those players. Very impressive all series long.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes we talk about the highlight plays that are made. Oftentimes we have our head stuck in the stat sheet. We love our stats around here, but oftentimes it's plays that just don't show up on the stat sheet that can literally make or break a team, whether it's around a game and sometimes even a series as well. Not all kills, not all damage created equal. And we got to make sure we highlight those. And just honestly, an incredible series by both Spacestation Gaming and Complexity. Guys, at home, are you not entertained? I mean, like seriously, if you're not subbed to the YouTube channel, I don't know what the hell you're doing. If you're not following the Twitch right now, I don't know what you're doing. Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna need 5 gifted from somebody right now because that was absolutely we need it right now because that was absolutely ridiculous and so much fun to watch, man. It really was.
I 100% agree, Tony. Very fun to watch. An entire series long. And Tony made me, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Someone follow me up as well. We almost have a hype train. Show some support, guys. LVT has been around for 5+ years doing Halo content. And for the first 3, I don't think you guys really understand the sacrifices that were made for LVT. Not just out of, I'm not even talking out of myself. I'm talking about obviously LVT himself, and I'm sure he's going to mute me at some point. But I honestly, just, show love when you can, ladies and gentlemen. We love Halo. This is Halo right here, baby. Game 7s that go to the wire, the most entertaining esport to watch, in my opinion. And that's crazy to me. I cannot wait, for Halo's future. But I'm just excited in general for the LVT Pro League, and when we get to that LAN and who's gonna make it. Like, SSG just made things a bit interesting, Tony. I'm real excited for that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting right now. We actually do have a winner view coming in, and it's gonna be a big one actually, so I'm actually really excited about this one. But I mean, SSG, Complexity, we talked about what was on the line. Complexity now 2-2, and mind you, a respectable 2-2. They've had a tough journey here in their first half of the season here in the LVT Halo Pro League, by the way, in partnership with Shopify Rebellion, you already know. Meanwhile, SSG, I mean, a big win, but still 1-3 as far as their record-wise. They still have a bit of an uphill battle here going into the second half of their season.
Yeah, they 100% do. They've shown a lot of life here, and again, it's that I think as a roster with two new players, it's the battles won like this one that is just so incredibly important, right? The Game 7 battles when, yeah, I mean, these guys are literally at war here, right, together. In the obviously the gaming sense, obviously, but it's just when you win a Game 7 like that, you can depend on your teammates to do what they need to do and clutch it up. I mean, I just feel like that brings the chemistry up even more on the roster, and it's so important for the growth of the roster as a whole. So really excited to see how SSG does. I think Frosty's right. Like, do not doubt these guys. I truly think they're going to be a force all season long, and I also truly think that they're a very strong LAN team. And so when LAN comes around, I think we're going to see the best of SSG.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I actually heard, I think I heard somebody coming into the call with us here. Is my man Elamite there? Hey, Kyle, you still there?
Oh, we out here.
My man, how are you feeling after that big win?
It's definitely a really good series. Like, Complexity is definitely one of those teams that can pull off an upset. So, I don't think you can, at like the current state of the game, you can like really overlook any teams, and especially when you consider online Halo. And like I said, they're a really good team. So definitely it's nice to get that first win.
I'm really curious, obviously bringing on, Falcated and bringing on Suppress, there's been a lot of change. And of course it's growing pains and all of that. What has been the team's most difficult task with this new roster? Like maybe getting used to each other, maybe it's like in-game positioning or whatever it may be, the roles played. What has been the biggest challenge getting used to this new 4-man roster?
I think you kind of like summed it up a little bit. Whenever you have a new kind of mix of players, I think everyone's just kind of getting comfortable with each other, and there's a lot of like history between all the teams, and with all the team changes that have happened over the years, I think we're also constantly seeing lots of teams just keep getting better and better and better. So, with that being said, like everyone's just got to keep working. We're in the 4th year of the game already, so competition is extremely high, and a lot of really good players out there now.
With that being said, was there anything that you saw from this roster today that led to the victory that you kind of leaning on and say, I want to see more of that? What were some of your keys to success for winning that series?
Well, some of the guys are really spread out as well. So, when you've got like some 80 and 50 and 60 kind of pings in some games, sometimes it's really hard to tell, like, is our setup not working because, it's on somebody's on 100 ping and can't shoot that guy across the map, or, did we kind of like fail here? So I think that's always like, kind of something that can be talked about when it comes into some of these games. But, everyone's gelling, we're vibing, everyone's having a good time, and, we're pretty excited to kind of keep moving forward here.
Yeah, that's what I was actually talking about next, the vibe of the roster, right? I've heard in the past, and maybe you can comment. I would like you to comment on this. I've heard in the past that like Suppress as a player is just very vibey to play with, right? Very, just a good guy to be around. Would you think that that's definitely helping the SSG roster with him on there? His vibes and what he brings to the team in that regard.
Whenever you have somebody kind of bringing in just good energy, I definitely appreciate that a lot. I think everyone does, but I think everyone in the scene in many cases like is really good people and really fun to hang around. It's kind of unfortunate the competitive environment we're in, so it kind of doesn't allow for a bunch of like kumbayaing or anything like that. But like everyone is really awesome, so it's good to when you have like you've been around for a long time and kind of like see things develop. You have lots of history with lots of people,
right?
So it's nothing but good dudes all around.
Love that.
Well, Well, Elamite, I mean, a huge win. Again, you're in the squad, little $1,000 richer. You already know $1,000 show matches every single week. Absolutely love those every single day of the week here at this point. I do want to thank you so much for putting on an absolute show. Your team and you guys were absolutely fantastic. I do want to give you the opportunity to just give a shout out. You know, where can we find you? Where can we find this squad here? You know, any socials?
Oh snap! Obviously, you know, check out all the players. They're the key piece here to, you know, make it all successful. But you know, I haven't been doing it as much, but I still stream and post once in a blue moon. So you know, you at Elamite.
You already know I'm in there all the time. You already know. Elamite, again, thank you so much for stopping by and talking with us. And obviously, congratulations to you guys and your squad. That was an amazing series to watch. You have a good night, brother.
Hey, thank you guys. Much love.
Appreciate you, dude. Wow. I absolutely love talking to him. Elamite, a guy who's a champion himself, been around the leagues for so long, Tony, and provides a lot of insight. That those fifth pair of eyes really just are invaluable in the game of Halo, especially when you're able to see everyone's screen. I think Elamite, obviously one of the best coaches we have here in the HCS.
Yeah, been there, done that. World champion. I mean, he's and it also not even just as a coach, but also as a player as well. That's a ton of respect that I know I have for the man. I'm sure that the players under him definitely appreciate that and definitely learn from as much as possible. Guys, you're looking at the standings and the calendar right now. We're coming to a close into another week here. We got a double header coming on the 27th on Sunday. It's FaZe going up against Envy. Meanwhile, Optic going up against Shopify Rebellion. Meanwhile, going to the actual standings, we see Spacestation Gaming getting their first win in the Pro League. They're going to be tied up with TSM. Omit still looking for their first win, but some very important implications on the matches that are coming up. Both Optic and Shopify Rebellion are undefeated. That will not be the case as the latter half of our doubleheader on the 27th. Also looking at FaZe and Envy, both of them are tied up at 2-1 as well. These matches coming up on Sunday are going to be so important, are going to be must watches. Make sure you guys are here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
And something important to talk about as well is the importance of every map that's played too, Tony. TSM and Spacestation Gaming, although they're both 1-3, TSM are 7-14 and Spacestation is 7-15 right now. So those numbers are going to matter later on, because right now TSM, if we were to end it today, they would be qualifying because of that map count. So it's important to understand that, you know, even though, you know, some of these teams might have that 1-3 record, maps also matter in that tiebreaker.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what all of this is for. It's your road to get to that $50,000 land at the end of the Pro League, and that's going to be a closure for today, guys. I'm Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting. I got my man Active with me. Make sure you guys are right back here on the 27th on Sunday for that double header, and until then, we'll catch you later. Peace out, guys.
Prepare to be entertained as LVT Halo and Shopify Rebellion proudly present this week's matchup of the Halo Pro League. Featuring your favorite teams, Envy versus FaZe, and Optic Gaming versus Shopify Rebellion. Sunday, live on LVT Halo, Twitch and YouTube. Shields up, weapons hot, let's lock it up.